zone. Welcome back to the 2006 World Pool Championship, and the big one, the big game, our first one on the TV table, is ready to go. It's Efren Reyes of the Philippines versus APANCHO of Indonesia. The players are ready. The commentators have had a sip of water. Let's get straight to your match. Master of Ceremonies, John McDonald.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the Philippines International Convention Center. It's the 2006 Philippines World Pool Championships, live from the city of Manila. All brought to you by Matchroom Sport and REYES Sport and Events. And a very warm welcome to our viewers joining us live here on ESPN and our viewers joining us around the world. Well, it's a race to 8 with alternate breaks. Referee in charge of the action is Nigel Reese. It's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, would you firstly please welcome, from Angeles City in the Philippines, the home of legends. So would you please welcome home the former champion of the world, Efren Reyes! Ladies and gentlemen, making his debut in the World Championships from Indonesia, it's the train, APANCHO!
Well, can the train derail the magician? That's the question. APANCHO comes into this in a very surprising position. He's in the box seat. Efren Reyes is still a man under pressure. The deal for the magician is very simple. Win and you're in. Lose, you're out.
Yes, and let's be honest, Efren has not shown us top form this week. He's not the Efren Reyes we've seen the last year. Chalk it up to nerves, playing in front of the home crowd, doesn't want to disappoint his home fans. But he really hasn't caught that gear yet, Nick.
And what about this fella? He's caught a gear, hasn't he? He reached the final through qualification. He's won his first 2 matches, including that very good win over Tony Crosby. That was a big surprise. But now he's under the lights. Now he's on the TV table, and I don't think he's been here before.
And he's also under some pressure. Because if he doesn't get 4 racks, he's out. Tony Crosby, the man on the bubble, needs APANCHO to fall apart.
Or APANCHO to beat Reyes.
There you go.
So both these fellows could qualify. Reyes has won the lag. Yes, it's very simple. Crosby right now is looking good. He's number 1 in the heap, but he could fall to 3 if Reyes wins here and APANCHO gets 4 racks or more. If Reyes wins and APANCHO gets 3 or less, Crosby will go into the round of 64 as well. Right. Reyes, though, if he loses, well, it's APANCHO and Crosby who will progress from Group 2. Reyes has got plenty of action off the break. Look how central that cue ball is.
Yeah, he's going to be very pleased with that, as we're used to seeing now. The wing ball has gone into the corner pocket. You see that 3 ball rocketing right into the corner. The 1 ball also slid into the side, and the 2 ball has set up nicely. Well, as we're fond of saying, this is the kind of rack you want to open with. No clusters. Just stick to your knitting, do the work.
Yeah, it really should be a simple cleanup for any player in this World Championship. This particular table for Reyes, I think an early indication of where he's at with his form and his consistency. If he does the job here, we'll know that the fellow is perhaps getting back to his best. If there's a stumble here, it shows that those old problems that we saw in days 1 and 2 could still be around for him.
Well, everyone is putting pressure on this man to do well. It's coming at him from all sides. Well, you saw him kind of steer that shot with his cue stick, so that's a sign of a little lack of comfort.
I don't think anybody's sitting pretty, are they? Because, as you say, APANCHO on the big stage, he needs 4 racks. I'm sure he doesn't even want to think in those terms. And somewhere in this auditorium, I saw him a few minutes ago, Tony Crosby is wandering around, and he doesn't know who to cheer for. He needs either Reyes to demolish his opponent or he needs APANCHO to beat Reyes.
Yes,
So
he needs a lopsided match either way.
He needs help, and he'll be rooting for whoever jumps out into the early lead.
I can tell you, he told me right before I came in here he doesn't like his chances. Efren Reyes wins the first rack. Nice break and run to open his debut today.
Everything coming off the break. It was a super break, and it was a straightforward cleanup after that. Good early signs for Efren Reyes here.
We're about to get a look for the first time at Roy APANCHO from Indonesia, who is one of those classic gentlemen of the sport. And you can see the update tables around the room. Daryl Peach is leading his match over Gallego. Ingert leading Lawler. Oh, the Prince of Brunei is tied with Jerome Pena. And this young man, Roy APANCHO, everyone has glowing things to say about his personality. He's just a great fellow, but he has confided in us that he is a nervous wreck right now. He would rather be anywhere than on this television table with so much at stake.
And I really hope for his sake, a young man on the big stage for the first time, I hope he can handle this, Jerry. It would be a real shame for him to have played so well in his first two matches to suffer a meltdown here. And I'm sure the psychology, Jerry, if you were coaching him, that's the most unconvincing start. If you were in his corner, you'd be saying, don't think about 4 racks. I need 4 racks to qualify. You've got to think in terms of winning the match, haven't you?
Yeah, and that starts with concentrating on each individual rack one at a time. Stay in the moment. But he's been presented with a very tough table. You see, balls are crowded up against the rails. There's nothing out in the open, nothing in the middle of the table. I'm sure we'll see him play a safety here, marry the cue ball up against the 8. What he doesn't want to do is leave that 4, though, down on the rail, because Reyes is one of the best kickers in the world, and he's got a big pocket. That 7 ball can help him put the 4 in.
This is the problem when you're playing Reyes, isn't it? It is so hard to find somewhere safe on the table.
Oh, it's so difficult to disarm this man. But that turned out to APANCHO's favor.
Will it pass, though? Will it get past that brown?
Well, it doesn't look like it from that angle. And I also don't know if the 4 is tall enough or in front of the 7 ball enough for him to play a carom and hit the 4 first, slide off, and then push the 7 into the pocket.
From this angle, that would appear to be the best shot for him, but...
Well, I don't know. It looks like that 4 is below the 7. If it's below the 7, he can't. Tough shot for someone admittedly suffering nerves. Oh, it doesn't look like it passes at all.
And he's gone for the rest. And it doesn't look like it, but as we've seen before, these angles that we see through our camera lenses are deceptive. And
well, he's overstruck this ball.
Yes.
He wanted to leave it up on that rail. Instead, he's left it out in the middle of the table. Nevertheless, obviously a difficult shot.
he didn't want so much action off that top rail, though, did he? He's given Reyes a good chance here, and if Reyes has got his eye in, don't be surprised if he nails this one.
Well, whoever makes this 4 ball, the rest of the table is open. So this is the shot, making the 4. Now things could change. Nope. Still the same ball game. Whoever makes the 4 has the huge advantage. He's got to go for this in the bottom right-hand corner pocket. Great shot.
Nailed it. Oh. He's moved everything around, but I'm not sure he actually wanted to do that, did he? Or doesn't it make a lot of difference?
It really doesn't matter too much. The 8 ball was in a position where he could make it. If it's gone, it doesn't bother him because it's not the next ball up, so he doesn't have to change his immediate plan. And he's got the right position here to slide across the table to take the green 6 next, and 7 and 9 are laying in duck shape. So should be an even score in 3 more strokes. Just bring that ball back to his side of the table. Well, job done now for APANCHO. So, tie ball game, 1 apiece. Of course, it's a race to 8. There's a lot more to play in this one.
He looked pretty composed after that wobble early on, didn't he?
Well, he did. I think he's managed to swallow those nerves.
Yeah, that was the one. If it had stood up, you never know what it might have done to him. That's the shot that made you think, hang on,
Right.
this guy can play a little
That was
bit.
a good shot.
As ever, it was probably a good idea to get here early if you wanted a top seat for this this one. There are a few seats available at the back of the auditorium there. And up on the balconies, just out of our camera view there, it is packed to the rafters. They're all here to see whether Efren Reyes will join us in the elimination phase of this year's World Pool Championship when the field gets cut from 128 to 64.
Yeah, it's a brutal day when half the field has to go home.
Another good break from Reyes, plenty of action and a look at the 1 ball. He'll take that.
Yeah, you know, this is the best we've seen Efren breaking this week. His break has been kind of, well, let's just say lacking the last couple of days. But he's got to be happy with this. Oh, but he's not staying down on his shot. There's some nerves in Reyes' belly because he's coming up. As soon as he shoots, he's steering the shot with his cue stick. His cue stick should stay straight out in front of him like that after every shot, and he should stay down. And he admits he's having problems staying down on his shots.
What would cause that, Jerry? Is it just some mental tension?
It's when you stroke that cue ball, you know if it's going in the right direction right away. And as soon as you think it's a little bit off, you have this body English that you throw into it like a bowler.
Like you're just getting out of it, basically.
Yeah. And nerves, just plain nerves, will cause you to jump up after you shoot rather than stay down. See, he's putting body English into these shots. You saw him just move his arm there. He's not staying still. That's a nice still shot.
It's been another good rack, hasn't it? Again, off the break. Roy APANCHO hasn't got out of his chair for the second rack that Reyes has broken.
Right in the heart. Efren Reyes can't complain about his performance so far. Leads Roy APANCHO 2-1.
Absolutely right. I wonder how Roy APANCHO is coping with the heat at the moment. Well, he's 2-1 down to Efren Reyes. But remember the deal for APANCHO. After those 2 wins in his first 2 matches, he can afford to lose this match so long as he gets 4 racks. He's got a ball, he's got the 1 ball.
And he's going to have a shot. The blue 2 winds up close to that white cue ball. So this is a much better table than he faced last time when everything was hugging the rails.
Yes, nicely done. Nice little bit of finesse.
Yeah, but he's not going to be happy. That 9 ball, he moved it over so that it's blocking the 5 from the path of the pocket. There's nothing he can do with the 9. So now he's got some work to do that he didn't have to do before. trying to figure out what he's going to do with that 5 ball. Ah, boy, I don't know. Well, where he places the cue ball after this shot will give us a clue to his plan. He may be able to strike the 5 ball, hold the cue ball right where the 5 is, let the 5 glance off the 6 and wind up behind the 9. But then you're giving Efren Reyes a kick toward a pocket. Well, I believe that option's just been taken away.
Yes, absolutely. He's going to have to head for the hills, isn't he? He has no other option.
He's got to head for the hills, but how? I mean, I don't know if the 5 ball can move behind the 6. I don't think it can. Doesn't look like it. I don't believe there's any chance at the carom of hitting the 5 first and making the 9, although you can sometimes be surprised on that. If he could drive straight forward past the, through the 5 ball and have the cue ball veer into the 9, he could win the game here. Nope. It did pass he did get past the 6, so he's executed about the best shot he could do in that situation. Although remember, he didn't need to be in that situation.
Yeah, that was a self-inflicted wound. He's surrendered the table to Reyes. And what can the number 2 seed here do with this opportunity? Well, he's going for safety as well. And has he got it? Is that going to stick its nose out? No, that's all over the place, isn't it?
Not at all what Reyes had intended. He wanted to be well behind that 6. And I'm sure he wanted that 5 ball to be nowhere near the pocket.
Uh-oh.
Well,
anywhere but there.
Can he see it?
If he can, it's only just.
Yes, he can. Well, according to the camera, he can see it. I can tell you it looks quite different on the table. But, well, he's got the back of his cue elevated a little bit, like he's trying to twist around the ball, but doesn't appear like he needed to. He's probably just trying to put a little draw on the ball. Like you said, this man sure doesn't look nervous now, does he?
Not now. That was that last shot was fraught with danger, and he's made it look very simple. Got great position, and all he's got to do here is finish the job to level it up at 2 apiece, just like that.
Yeah, Pancho poured water on that adrenaline fire that he was so worried about. We tied it too.
Yeah, 2 apiece. Remember, Pancho needs 4 to progress. He needs the lot. He needs 8. Somewhere, Tony Crosby is watching this and saying, will one of you 2 guys please start to run away with this?
Crosby's in the worst of all possible worlds at the moment because his fate is not in his own hands.
Elsewhere, Darrell Peach, Blackpool's finest, 6-2 up against Ramil Gallego. Thomas Engert, not surprisingly, going well against the Aussie Stuart Lawler. Engert very quietly getting on with his job. So too is Torsten Homan as well.
And the Prince of Brunei is leading his match over Pena, 5-4.
And the cue ball got a kick, but I think it's going to be a very favourable one, or is that one going to just keep drifting?
Well, he's one of the best bankers in the world. We'll see how well he does if he chooses to go that route. You can see how the table opens up. He gets kicked out of position from the cue ball, but actually he's in a better shape now than had he not been kicked. That's why he wins all those one-pocket tournaments. The banks are always open for him.
You looked at that and thought, well, it's a non-issue, this one. You just knew he was going to nail it.
I saw this man play some absolutely amazing bank shots at the Derby City event last year.
I think we've got another rack here where Roy Apancho isn't going to move. Reyes has yet to give him one shot on his break.
Yes, Reyes wanted to hit that one another couple of inches, but he'll be able to solve this little problem. Perhaps another bank, or he can slice it into the side, move the 6 ball around a little bit. He's just made it tough. He didn't want to hit that 6 that full.
No.
Or he would have liked to have hit it a little fuller. Either way, it would have worked out better than this.
Well, he's successfully negotiated his way past that one. And the hard work done. He's not wasting much time today, is he, Reyes? This is much more businesslike.
Yes, it is. And so far, every player here has held his serve. Nobody's gotten their serve broken yet.
It's race to 8. The final match of Group 2. It's Reyes 3-2 up. But as Jerry Forsyth so rightly pointed out, we've not had a break of serve yet. If it carries on like that, it's Reyes that'll come out on top, because he won the lag.
Well, it's APANCHO's turn to see if he can match that effort. Reyes played a couple of very good shots there. That bank shot, the play on the 6 that he forced himself into.
And just to confirm what's going on elsewhere, Johnny Archer about to get underway against Huang Kun Chang of Chinese Taipei. So those pretty much going according to form at the moment. Keep you updated. Ooh, he tiptoed down a danger line, didn't he?
I thought that ball was going to go right into that side pocket. That's the popular scratch pocket on the break shot.
It nearly did. But he got away with it.
A bit of a tester to open this rack with, however.
His potting's looked pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It's looked real good.
Let's not hope that's the kiss of death on him. Every shot he's taken on, he's made with some authority. And there is the commentator's curse. Yes, you can wag your finger at me, Jerry Forsyth. I know that was all my fault.
Seems to happen every time.
And just to make it worse, there is a deep, wide channel down there for Efren Reyes to claim this 1 ball.
But see, Efren is just not in form. I mean, he came up way short on that ball. Now he's taken the offensive posture virtually away from this rack. And I shouldn't say that. He is the magician. He can come up with shots I can't even imagine. No,
that is uncharacteristic.
Truly is. Efren just isn't being comfortable in the arena. He had a chance there to break his opponent's serve, and you always want to do that when you can. But boy, this is an uncomfortable place to cue from.
Foul.
Yep, he touched that 5 ball.
And it was called instantly by Nigel Rees, our match referee.
You can see the 5 ball wobble.
Oh, yes. They don't get many wrong, these officials, do they?
No, they've been here before.
So that's a gift for Reyes. A real chance for 4-2. Such a shame for APANCHO, because it was another terrific shot.
Yes, well, everyone plays by the same rules. And Reyes is about to serve up that broken serve now. This is going to put APANCHO in a bit of a hole. Now he's got to wait for Reyes to give him an opportunity. Reyes not fond of doing that.
It's looking good so far for Efren Reyes. This for 4-2. And he has the break of serve he's been looking for. He's in control of this match. Roy APANCHO better watch out. Don't give this fella too many chances. 4-2.
Check your local listings. Let's get back to your commentators, Nick Holling and Jerry Forsyth.
Yes, the final match of Group 2, and what a fascinating one it's been. If Reyes wins, 3 men will have 2 wins, so it'll go to the tiebreaker, and that is the differential in racks. Crosby 20-20 at the moment. APANCHO looking good. He cannot be caught if he has 4 racks or more. If Roy APANCHO gets 4 racks, he qualifies. Efren Reyes, if he wins, he qualifies.
That miss in the last rack by APANCHO seemed to have calmed Reyes' form down. We'll see if that stays with him. Is this a dry break?
We don't see too many of those.
But this is exactly the opportunity that APANCHO needs.
Look at the way the balls are spread out as well. I mean, it's not a walk in the park rack, but it's an achievable one. And the way this fella's been potting.
He's a little unlucky that he can't get to the bottom of that cue ball because he needs to for shape on the 2. One long shot has to be followed by another, and he's straight in.
If he gets this one, he's got control of the table.
If he gets on the 3. He has to have pretty good speed control to get on that 3 ball because he's straight in. He doesn't have a lot of... Well, he's going to try and stop. Oh, he is asking a lot of his cue. That was just asking too much.
Settle down, please.
Long shot in this kind of situation, and also to jack up your cue stick. A missed opportunity for Roy APANCHO.
Well, he's feeling some heat here, isn't he? Because Reyes, if he runs out here, will be within 3 racks of victory, and APANCHO, to make sure, still needs 2 more himself.
Yeah.
So his tightrope just got a little thinner, and Tony Crosby's smile just got a little wider.
Well, I haven't seen Efren jump up on any shots lately. I haven't seen him steer the shot with his cue. Haven't seen him move his arm. Seems to be back in form. He twisted his head that time. I'm amazed to see any nerves in Reyes at all. I mean, the past year I've watched him win a $250,000 pot, a $500,000 pot, and he went through it like he was playing in his rec room. That tells you it's not the money for this man, it's the honor of playing in his home country.
Yeah, you do get the sense that having won it once, this is the one that he really wants. This is the one in his backyard. And he's going about at least putting himself into the last 64 the right way. That's another effortless rack, and Roy APANCHO better watch out. Reyes is in some form now.
Yeah, he has a comfortable lead, 5-2. At least he is establishing a comfortable lead.
Elsewhere, Johnny Archer's off to a slow one. Huang has taken the first 2 racks. Torsten Homan and the Prince, the Crown Prince, are on the hill. Thomas Engert has beaten Stuart Lawler comfortably, and Darrell Peach is on the hill against Ramil Gallego. Here it's 5-2 to Reyes, and may I suggest that this is a must-win rack for the young man from Indonesia, because if he can't pick this one up and Reyes goes to 6-2, I'm not sure that APANCHO is going to get those 4 racks that he needs.
He really needs to bear down. And that could cause the nerves to come right back into that arm. And really, he's not being very fortunate with the layouts that he's getting. This could be a lot easier. Well, a two-way shot, knowing that if he missed it, he would leave Efren a safe.
What can Reyes pull out of the...
He's going to have to masse around those balls. He's going to have to swerve this cue ball. And he's fouled doing so, so the opportunity comes back to APANCHO.
You always think, Jerry, that when you're talking about Efren Reyes, there's no shot beyond him. But I was looking at that one and thinking, he can't make that. Nobody can make that shot.
Well, no doubt that was a very tough shot, but I've seen Reyes make tougher. So
that's just what Roy APANCHO needed. Just settle the adrenaline back down.
Yes, to get really comfortable, he needs this rack and as well as the next one.
I wonder if he knows what the scenario is.
Oh, of course he does. And that's probably not to his advantage.
Yes, because you're not thinking anymore of getting 8 racks. You're just thinking, I've got to get to 4.
Right.
And suddenly that becomes a mountain to climb. But he's got a very good chance of getting on his own personal hill here, isn't he? If you look at it like that, if he needs 4.
That's right. Really nothing to stop him at all here.
Needs to just put the brakes on, and it does.
Probably would have appreciated a little more angle than what he has. Indeed, that could be tragic. Worked out.
Just got to make sure of position on the black. And this should be another rack in the APANCHO ledger.
Good shot again. It'd be easier to get on the 9 if he had a bit more of an angle. Yeah, I think he's going to choose the smart shot. Just roll forward, take a bit of a longer shot on playing it down in these corner pockets. Whoa, he fooled me. He had enough angle to spin around 2 rails and play the 9 in the same pocket as the 8 ball. That worked out.
It did indeed. Roy APANCHO is on his own personal hill here. Remember, the man that comes in with 2 wins just needs to get to 4 to be certain of being in the last 64. Reyes needs the win.
I think we just got Tony Crosby's attention. There, the early miss. You know, he really had some good fortune in that rack. When he ran into that 6 ball, some really bad things could have happened.
Well, it was a rack he had to have, and he got it. Now let's see if normal service will resume here for Reyes, who, remember,
Efren Reyes to break, leading 5 racks to 3.
was dry last time out. I would suggest we're not going to see back-to-back dry racks. And we don't, because the wing ball is deposited. And that 1 ball is available to him.
Well, it is. Take another look at the break shot first. We'll go through the potential problems here. I believe the only pocket available to that 1 ball is the side. And if that is so, then the cue ball is going to be moving away from the blue 2 that's at the top of the table. So he's really got to make this white ball dance if he chooses to go after this one. Oh, it was available in the corner. That makes things easier.
Just a little meld down at the bottom of the table there. The brown and the 9-ball together, but I think that brown will pass into one of the bottom pockets. That's 7.
To be honest with you, I can't tell, but the way Reyes plays this table out will certainly let us know. He's gone a little too far on this shot. The 8 ball may hamper him, but no. Well, we'll see what kind of position he plays on this 6 ball. Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what his plan is on that 7 now, because I'm sure it doesn't pass into the corner pocket where he can just stop here. Oh, he's trying to break them apart.
Oh, and he's done it. But has he done enough?
I don't think he's going to be jumping for joy at the result there.
Could he go for a combination?
It would be a very, very thin cut on the 7, but it may be there. Doesn't look like that. Well, he is. He's going for that combination. Yeah, Efren, I'd take another look at it as well. No, he chose the bank.
Oh, he loves those bank shots.
Efren Reyes rolling right along now.
Indeed he is. Getting closer. Starting to edge his way closer to 8. He needs 2 more. Roy APANCHO will be up next, though. He needs 1 more.
Yeah, APANCHO needs to win 1 before Reyes wins 2.
Meanwhile, Darryl Peach from Blackpool in England needs 3 racks, 4 to win in a Group 32 match. And that's not going to stand up, so Ramil Gallego will live to fight another day there.
This match important to another player. Rob Saez needed Gallego to win for himself to be able to go through. There's a lot of players waiting on outcomes of other matches to control their fate.
Yes, there's all sorts of sort of best friends developing, and the guy that's really shook this one up, this Group 32 up, was Tepwin Aranath of Thailand, who nailed Darryl Peach. So we'll take another look at that Peach miss, and what a surprise that was. What a turn up for the books. And Aranath takes on Saez later on tonight.
It only gets better.
So Gallego is still in this thing, but Peach is still on the hill. Gallego's got a way to go. So that's table 2, 7-4. Meanwhile, here on table 1, we're looking at 6-3. Both these fellas edging closer to the winning post. The winning post in this case being a place in the last 64.
Yeah, the score doesn't. The final score only matters if you get enough racks. It's not the winner or loss for APANCHO. He just needs those 4 racks on his side of the bead. And will it be this one?
Whoa, he's lucky. He's lucky. I was just going to say there, Jerry, if it isn't this rack, if Reyes takes this rack, APANCHO will have to break the Reyes serve.
Right.
He doesn't want to go there. And it was nearly disaster from the out. As it is, he has no shot on the 2 to speak of. Can he try and line something up? Can it slide past that brown? Well, the way he's lining it up, it looks like it goes. Yeah, again, that camera angle a little deceptive.
He's just on the wrong side of the 3. But he can go. Oh, he's just going to take a short roll.
It can be cruel, the luck of the draw, can't it, Jerry? There will be 1 or 2 players progressing from this tournament with 1 win.
Right.
Somebody out of this group is going home with 2 wins.
Right.
Oh, that's trouble. Oh, no. He's just about got it.
But, you know, everybody knows that math going in, so you can't claim that it's unfair. The task is obvious from day 1.
And the seedings, by the way, will count for nothing. Oh, that's another one that wiped its feet on the way in. It's 2, and he's just got a bit of bounce off the rail, but those last 2 balls have diced with the jaws.
Yeah, this is a tough shot, Nick.
Tough shot for a young man that looks like he's tightening up.
Knowing how important this rack is to him, this shot must look unbelievable. But
oh, nothing wrong with that.
Nothing but net.
Well, if he gets these 2, he'll give himself a huge pat on the back. He just needs the 9.
And that is almost automatic.
Well, the one man that we thought was the make weight out of Group 2 turns out to be the first man to qualify from Group 2. Pat on the back for Roy APANCHO, 22 years old, from Indonesia. And he's allowed himself a little smile. Yeah, you're through to the last 64. Jerry, when you looked at the groups and saw Group 2, did you honestly have Roy APANCHO as a qualifier?
No, I had him as number 4 out of 4.
As did just about everybody else. It's no mean achievement. Here's some results. Gandhi Valier, a winner. Fu Wei also a winner. Tony Crosby a winner in vain, it would seem. And Tomu Takano beating Andy Worthington. Li Kunfang of Chinese Taipei also a winner over Gustavo Espinosa. And Napoleon, Marcus Chamat, a winner earlier today as well, 8-6 over Garcia, Roland Garcia of the Philippines. So we know one of our qualifiers from Group 2. Are we looking at the other qualifier?
Yes, one man on the table has accomplished his goal. The other one, Efren Reyes, still has some work to do. He still has to win this match.
Tony Crosby just became the biggest fan of Roy APANCHO in the building, because the only way he can reach the last 64 now is if APANCHO can come back from 6-4 down to win this match.
Oh, so true. Boy, this is a different Efren Reyes from the fellow who started this match. Reyes just connecting the dots. This 9 ball to put him on the hill. That's where he stands. Reyes leads Roy APANCHO 7-4. And I'm sure we'll be taking a look at just how he got there.
But my mathematics is not to be trusted, Jerry. I was a disaster at maths at the best of times. But if I've got this right, the best Efren Reyes can do here is come second. Roy APANCHO, I think, has won the group now.
I shall let you know.
Not that it matters. You just want to be on the right side of that drawbridge when it goes up. But Reyes, even if he wins this rack, he wins at 8-4, and I think that is good enough for APANCHO to finish top of the pile.
Reyes can win this group because he would be tied with APANCHO on wins and would have more racks won.
More racks won. But if APANCHO wins this rack,
oh, he's got to win, I believe, 3 more.
Oh, really? Right. Well, it's all academic anyway, isn't it? I'm sure these two fellas aren't thinking about that. They're just thinking about.
They can care less.
Yeah.
So, Pancho keeps getting tough little layouts.
Yeah, he's got a 7 and 9 to worry about somewhere down the road. And he's got a sneaky little red 3 to try and dispose of here.
Hey, he has to let this cue ball roll a little bit. Oh, he's really overrun this shot. He'll be putting a little extra altitude on his cue stick. He's already fouled an intervening ball once.
Oh!
There you go.
I'm glad his future in this year's championship wasn't hinging on that shot. That would have been a heart stopper.
Look at Efren. He sees the humor there. But I bet he was counting to 5.
There's the overrun. Left himself a bit of a headache. Now this is the shot, isn't it?
Yeah, because really he would, unless that 7 ball goes into the corner he's about to play the 6 in, he would need to be below the 7. Oh, it does pass. He's in good shape. Well, a much more comfortable Roy APANCHO has just taken his 5th rack. Now trails 7-5, and he can really relax.
Have you ever seen a man looking happier at being 7-5 down? Not this fella, not Efren Reyes. He's happy that he's just on the hill and ready to break for a place in the last 64. But Efren waits his turn. Roy's going back and high-fiving his entourage back there.
Can't blame him a bit. He lives to see another day, and so many won't. Narrow Peach is one.
Safely through. Livan Corteza picks up a win, 8-3 over Filip Stojanovic of Croatia. Torsten Homan a big winner today. Gregorio Sanchez of Venezuela flying the flag for South America. And Thomas Engert 8-1 over Stuart Lawler. Results coming thick and fast, all of them with implications. And I believe on one of those outside tables, the Crown Prince of Brunei has picked up a win as well.
Well,
we'll confirm that.
Reyes gets cue ball kicked down table by the 8, and that's created some problems for him. He'll either have to swerve around this 6 or jump over the edge or kick. Or push out. He has a push out available. Well, he's striking it with a level cue. The 6 ball must not be sticking his nose as much as I had thought.
This might get interesting.
Efren better be careful.
Well, if APANCHO cleans up here, he goes to 7-6. He breaks next. Reyes could, having been in control of this match, could suddenly find himself in a hill.
Absolutely.
In a rack he has to win to stay in the game.
Absolutely.
How quickly can this thing turn around?
And he's playing an opponent who has nothing to lose.
Oh, he's rolling now, isn't he?
Free stroke. He can show off.
As you say, APANCHO has he's got his party for tonight ready already. It would certainly dampen a Filipino party if he puts Reyes out here. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but it's not an impossible scenario to see a hill-hill match brewing now. Out of nothing.
Oh, I imagine there's some wringing of hands here in the Philippines at the moment.
And Tony Crosby somewhere in a hotel room is maybe unpacking his bag.
Yeah, that's right. He's got to call the airline back.
This is torture for Tony, isn't it? It's torture for him as well. That's not exactly where he would want to be for a final shot.
No, but
Quiet, please.
with the tension out of his arm, just make.
Oh, no. He couldn't care less, could he?
Oh! Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Oh, he had conceded. Roy Apancho had already conceded. Well, you don't see that every day, do you?
What is it about an Efren Reyes match that just produces drama? If Roy Apancho hadn't conceded, who knows what might have happened? Because Reyes missed the 9. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But the bottom line is, he's through to the last 64. So too is Roy Apancho. 8-5. It's finished here. Reyes, Apancho qualify from Group 2. Tony Crosby, 2 wins out of 3, goes home. There's your luck.
Yes. Boy, what a match.
Absolutely.
It had everything going for it. There
Reyes
you see it.
has 23 racks won. Apancho 21 racks. That was good enough to edge past Tony Crosby. Even if they'd been tied on 20, racks lost would have gone in Apancho's favour. So once he'd got to that 4th rack, he was home free. So it's Efren Reyes finishes top of the group. Roy Apancho will join the Magician.
And what
in
must
the round of 64.
What must Tony Crosby be thinking about that concession at this moment?
It's very, very cruel sometimes, isn't it, this group? It really is, this group stuff, because there'll be people with worse records than Tony moving on.
Right.
Anyway, let's take a break from the commentary box and rejoin Uday in the studio. Uday.
By the hair of his chinny chin. Roy Apancho throwing in the towel. They're conceding the match, and then Efren Reyes going ahead and trying to pot that 9 ball and missing. I don't know whether it was intentional or not. Let's find out. Anthony Santai is with Efren Reyes.
Well, definitely we're going to ask him that question because everybody here was nervous. Efren, did you really intend to miss that 9 ball?
Talaga sinadya kong sablayan kasi in-sport game na niya eh. Kung di niya nakipag-sport game, nakipagkamay na siya kaya ibig sabihin ng talo na siya. Kaya sinablay ko para, mayari bakit niya in-sport game, may hirap pa sinablay.
Well, plain and simply put, he said he really didn't want to miss that because he just wanted to make all the fans here happy because the hand was already shook by his opponent. One final question, now that you're into the next round safely, are you a little bit more relaxed?
Right now, I'm okay now. My nervous is only small only because I go in the top 64 players already.
Okay, get some rest. Congratulations.